Well, how diddly doodlin' everybody. Hello. I'm back, drawing our little Cait and Vi as a mongoose and a raccoon. I'm going to carry on with the drawing today. Where did we get to? Because I did this a couple of days ago. Where did we get to? We got to... Oh yes, I'd just done the tail. That was right. I'd done the nose ring and the ears for Vi and Vi's tail, which is a weird sentence. But yes, let's carry on with our little drawing. Oh, this is super cute. And I was very happy I didn't run into any technical issues last time. I had every bit of video. Will it be the same today? Who knows? I've got some more things to go over that you guys wanted me to talk about in the community post. Let me put my glasses on. Should keep my hair back. If it annoys me, I'll put it up. Right. Oh, I love the videos of you showing / reacting to edits and fan art. Yeah, I can do some more of those. I'm currently making my own fan art at this point in time, but yeah, I can always do some more stuff like that. I enjoy it, so that's all good with me. Oh yeah, just because I find it a really interesting topic, was wondering your thoughts on Cait and Vi's non-verbal communication and expressions of love. Yeah, see, I'm soppy. I would have wanted them to have lovey-dovey talk, but at the same time, I really like how the show did it. Vi seems to be someone who values actions over words when it comes to both love and trust, and it's interesting to see Caitlyn learn to understand and adapt to that as she gets to know Vi. Yep, clever. Yeah, I noticed that too. Just curious what you think about that, and if there was anything else about the relationship that you think made it work so well and made people connect to it so strongly. Absolutely love your videos. Keep up the amazing work. Oh, that's a really lovely comment. Thank you. Oh, I miss them already. I miss them already. We've barely finished the show. I think it was interesting. You could see Cait get better with Vi. Like when she first started and she was talking with Vi and stuff, and like there's that bit where they see what the last drop has turned into, and she goes, "Imagine there's a lot of bodies buried in that basement." And Vi just sort of like looks at her as if to say like, "You have got no idea." Yeah, I think Caitlyn begins to sort of figure her out a little bit more, and she sort of learns to talk to Vi. I really think, I mentioned this in the last video, I really think that Caitlyn is not someone who's particularly social. I mentioned in the last Q&A as well, because there was a question, do you think it's possible Cait has like high functioning autism? I myself do, and I see a lot of similarities there. I don't know, I'm on the fence about that, but for sure Caitlyn isn't someone that's that good with words, and she kind of figures that out with Vi. If she doesn't need to keep saying things, she just needs to show Vi that she's there for her, and then it kind of picks up, which I like a lot. Yeah, I think that was really cool. In terms of, is there anything else that I think could be added? I think they both never really admitted it, but they both needed each other a lot, for reasons probably not even shown. I think Caitlyn was very lonely. I've mentioned that before. I think Caitlyn is actually quite a lonely character. I think that's why she folded so quick when Vi showed up. It wasn't like just because she said cupcake. I mean, that probably helped, but I think Caitlyn doesn't have a lot of people, if I'm honest with you. I think that's why she actually started the whole Maddie situation, because I don't think she had anyone else to talk to be honest with you. I think when her mum died and she was just left with her father and Vi wasn't there, I kind of think for her it was just this case of she just had to turn to anyone she could. I don't think she has a lot of people, and I don't think Vi does either, so they probably needed each other as much as they wanted each other. I think that helps a lot in terms of building that connection. I'm just going to put my hair up because I know for sure it's going to get in my face when I start drawing. I like hearing what people want to see from future Arcane League style shows. Since you've seen most of the cinematics, you have a decent idea of what's out there. It's cool to see some people really wanting Yordles explored with a Bandle City show. Oh yeah, that's true. And then others wanting to see something like Ionia's history. There's something for everyone in League lore. I don't know if you will see, yeah, you would have seen it maybe at this point. I watched Necrit's video. Ionia looks cool. I've got to remember names. They all look cool. Demacia looks really cool. Shurima. Then you've got the mountain. Damn it, what's it called? Mount Targon? Is it called Mount Targon? Please tell me it's called Mount Targon. Mount Targon, yes it is, thank God. Yeah, Mount Targon, that looks really cool because I hope we might get something with Leona and Diana. Bilgewater looks awesome. Like, honestly, everywhere is explorable. I'd say a place maybe I haven't seen people talk about, and this was since I watched the Necrit video, is the Shadow Isles. because the Shadow Isles was previously like a place of peace and it looked really interesting. It looked nothing like any of the other places. And then things happened where it then turned into the Shadow Isles. And I think you could almost do something very creepy and eerie with that. If they was to do a spin-off there or a movie or a show, you could do something very spooky and sort of trippy, I think, with that. So I think for me, Shadow Isles would be an interesting place because you could then touch into Bilgewater. Yeah. You could touch into those other places. But then the Noxus idea looks quite good because since watching Necrit's video, you see how there's a capacity for it to, because Noxus have invaded so many other places, is they own a little bit of Demacia, they own a little bit of Ionia, and also like up north near where the Freljord is. So that gives you a good expanse to move out, to be honest with you. So they could take it anywhere, I think. I don't know, anywhere. Ionia particularly looks cool. Just the idea of the land is living. I like the sound of that a lot, if I'm being honest with you. I would love to see you create Arcane fan art. Already on it, babe. Already on it. Can you give us an analysis of each major character in Arcane? Not right now, but maybe one day. I like the idea of it, and I'll like your comment, but I can't do that right now because I'd want to do that in depth. But yes, I could do a character breakdown at some point. Maybe that'd be cool. So I'll start drawing before I get too caught into this. So where did I get to? So I did Vi's tail, which sounds weird to say. So I did Vi's tail, and I did the outline. Yep. I'd say we're good. We can start here. I think maybe I could start working on the background at this point. What I did notice from the video is, so on my iPad, that it's quite contrasted. You can see the characters quite well. In the screen recording, I actually saw that it's not that clear. So I'm gonna lighten the characters just so slightly because it will make it easier for you to see. And I think it will just actually add this sort of extra bit to it. So I'm going to do it a little bit lighter on my side because I know in the recording it comes out a bit darker. So that's all good. I think maybe it's a bit too light. I think Vi could go a lot lighter. Yeah, and then the hair goes lighter. Yeah, more of a pink, I think. Yeah, she is. More pink tone. Yeah. I like that. There, let's go there. I just want to go over Caitlyn's lips. Because her lips were done in the overlay layer and I just wanted them a little bit darker. I cannot for the life of me get over how much that actually looks like Caitlyn. I'm genuinely trying to I think Shurima could be very, very cool to explore. I think there's a lot there. Not just because Siva's there, although that does help. I don't know if you can hear the birds out in the garden behind me, but they're really loud. It's probably because we've had a lot of rain. It's been no rain today, so the birds are probably like, finally, thank God we can get outside. Okay. Lovely jubbly. Right, now let's do Vi's tail. Before I do so, let me find a topic to talk about. What was your least favourite part of Arcane? Answer option that there is too few episodes is forbidden. Okay. Honestly, it would be certain things like we never got to see Echo. Yeah, for me, it would just be things like we never got to see Echo and Vi really talk again. And there were certain things that felt neglected in regards to story. And it syncs up with the concept of that there wasn't enough time or too little episodes. So it's on the same track as that. But it was just, there were certain character friendships that didn't get what I felt they really needed. Particularly Vi and Echo. But I would say, is there anything else? If I'm being honest, is there anything else? I mean, my least favourite part was Caitlyn hissing Vi, because I personally think it was unnecessary. It worked well for shock factor, for sure, and I'm okay with it being in the show. But at the same time, was it necessary? Because it actually brought a huge amount of hate to that character. But then, see, I'm also looking from a very biased perspective because I'm like, no, nobody hurts my Vi, stop it. But at the same time, it actually was such a good thing that happened because it made you just be like, wait, what the fuck is going on? And it was kind of very important to make you see that Caitlyn was kind of going off the rails, that she would do something so unspeakable. So in some ways, I quite like that. But in terms of when watching it, was my least favourite part was that bit. I'm going to start putting in some block shadows on the background. So I'm going to just get rid of you two for a minute, excuse me. Thank you very much. And let's just work just solely on the background at the minute. Skadoosh. There we go. And I'm just going to bring that down a bit more there. Oh, there we go. Lovely jubbly. Let's thicken that trunk just a little bit. That's what one elephant said to the other. And now let's just start selecting areas of the background and then working on the shadows for the trees. Are you okay? Jesus. I don't know if it's been picked up on there or not. What's your favourite piece of animation across the whole show? It can be anything from big fight to a small character expression. Oh, what a question. It's got to be that. Honestly, it's got to be that bit where they're both laying on the bed and Caitlyn's like laying down, she looks up. How human it looks really freaks me out, but I love it. Absolutely adore it. I think it's amazing. So I'd say, I mean, all of Caitlyn's eye movements and facial expressions are brilliantly done, but I'd say that bit in particular. And then I would also say, I think Mel's magic and all that kind of stuff was really brilliantly done. Because there's this bit where you have to be very careful, right, when turning a character magic, because it can come across really stupid. It can be really stupid where you go from like a really human character to something that now is like magical. But I think it was stunning, that sort of transition where you see her when she's with Black Rose and how she sort of morphs and changes, and it's sort of painful. You can see it's almost like she doesn't really know how to process that. I thought that was really brilliant as well, and a little bit overlooked. I think that's not been talked about as much. Probably because Cait and Vi have been the focus, of course. And then I would say, I think how they animated as well, on a similar line, how they animated Jinx's shimmer. And that sort of weird change with Jinx as well, where she was sort of still human, but also very not at the same time. That was interesting to me, how that sort of shifted. I liked that a lot. Just working out how to do these trees. Sorry, there we go. Yeah, I'd say Mel and Jinx's magical / non-human elements, but was done in a way that was really quite brilliant. So those are things that come to mind for me personally, as well as Caitlyn. Caitlyn always comes to mind, you know. Cool. Let's just do that there. I do hope you guys have been enjoying the videos. I'm trying to branch out and do different things, like I mentioned in the other vid. I just don't want to be too pigeonholed and feel like I'm stuck to doing just reactions. I enjoy it, and that's what I started doing, but I'd love to do more, and so that's what I'd have the capacity to do, I feel. So that's what I'm going to try and do. I'm going to just bring this out here. Let's do the hedge. Is that the hedge at the back? No, that's these ones at the front. We can do those now. It's common opinion that Arcane Season 2 felt rushed, and that it could have benefited from at least an extra act. If a few more episodes had been added, what blanks do you wish were filled in? What characters would benefit from more screen time in Act 2? Do you have questions or confusion that could be clarified a bit more? Something along those lines. So say I could have added 3 episodes and I could do whatever I want in those 3 episodes. I would have... Okay, so say episodes 1 to 5 were okay for me. 6, I would have elaborated on and done that as 6 and 7. 6 is the one where Isha goes, yes. So I would have spread 6 out more and sort of done more, because he was also trying to include the whole Mel situation there, and I would have divided that too and given more time to Mel and what was going on with Black Rose, especially if that's going to become more poignant in future series. I would have done that. Then episode 7, the alternate reality episode, would become episode 8, and then I've got 9, 10, 11 and 12. I've got 4 episodes to do that final bit. Okay. Yeah, so then I would do an entire episode of Vi recovering with Caitlyn, and those two sort of finding each other again, and more of a build-up. So I would have had them just being very cute and really getting to sort of care about each other, and prepping for the battle with Ambessa. Then what was episode 8 would become episode 9, and then I think you could have had a whole episode of Jinx prepping with Echo, and then the finale. So I'd mess around with that a little bit if I could actually have a piece of paper to look at and work that out, but that's how I would change it, I think. If I had an extra 3 episodes to add in, I would have done something more with Mel, I would have done something more with Jinx and Echo, and I would have done something more with Vi and Caitlyn. 3 sections. Mel, Vi and Cait, Jinx and Echo. Does that make sense? I think that's fair enough. Basically, I loved what they did, just more of it would have been really cool. Sorry, I'm just taking my slippers off. The theme of daughters is one of my favourite in the show. Silco says in episode 7/8 of season 1, is there anything more undoing than a daughter? Yeah, I loved it, obviously. I mean, I loved everything about the show, but no, I really loved that. And I loved that there was this concept of adopted daughter or maternal image. You know, you could even argue Jinx and Isha was almost a maternal relationship where she was sort of guiding her. So there was many layers of that, and how that crumbles as well. How the concept of the mother sometimes isn't enough within Ambessa and stuff, you know, and Ambessa couldn't win over Mel. I think that's quite an interesting element as well that people sort of didn't really look at. Mel wasn't in the end really Ambessa's daughter. She always was, but that wasn't for Mel. That lifestyle, that concept, she didn't like that about her mother, and it cost Ambessa her life. So the concept of the daughter also, this concept of like the matriarchy you're taking over from the mother. Yeah, that was pretty interesting. Because I just want, like I said, I want to see more of Mel. So I want to see in this Noxus spin-off possibly where that goes to. Is she almost going to come to respect her mother now that she finds more out about Noxus and what could happen there? I don't know. She's her own woman, so maybe it won't dwell on that too much. But it's interesting either way, I think, to possibly consider that. Quite like this. Just trying to work out how to... Yeah, I think I'll add a bit more there on this side. Just you usually see the concept of like father and son, but to even see like father and daughter, mother and daughter, I just think it added to it so well. Do you know what? I love this. I really want to comment on this. So the person's left the question, what aspect of the series resonates with... Sorry, I can't even read. What aspect of the series resonated with you the most? A particular scene, character or theme? And then they put, my English is very bad, I hope my question is clear. Everyone who said that, like, my English isn't very good. Your English is better than mine. What are you talking about? You're perfectly fine. Even if it wasn't, it would never be a problem. Please never worry on this channel. I don't care where you're from, what it is. Leave a question. I'll figure it out even if the English isn't great. Please never ever worry. Okay. What aspect of the series resonated with you the most? A particular scene, character or theme. What element of the series resonated with me the most? I'd say... Well... Vi and Caitlyn's relationship was a bit of a wake-up call. Well, not a wake-up call, but like... I hadn't seen characters like that shown on TV or Netflix. Especially so well done that didn't feel forced. So that was something that hit quite hard for me. But I'd say the concept of like the hero and the anti-hero being so complex. There's no good guy or no bad guy. It's just people. And I think that's very well done. Is you actually feel pity for everybody. Everybody from Vi and Caitlyn to Savika. You actually feel sorry for everybody at some point in this show. Whereas like Blue Eye Samurai, which is the complete opposite, even that scene where Fowler is talking about his past and what he went through, there's no point where you go, oh, the poor guy. Like, because he's just so insufferable, you know, and that's brilliant in a different way. He's just so insufferable, there's no point where you care. But, you know, this show had it completely different. It was able to kind of figure that out, how it can make you care about someone. That was very, very impressive to me. From the beginning, that I found that very impressive. So I would say that as well, the concept of hero and anti-hero and that being so closely intertwined. Yeah, that was pretty damn cool for me. Just going to go in here and sort of build layers here to make it kind of look like leaves. Again, it's all going to get a lot easier when I can add the lines in a bit, but I just want to kind of do some colour blocking again, a bit like I did with the last part, and see how that comes across. Because I can always rub it out. That's why I like digital art, because you can just rub it out if you don't like it. I used to do painting, but I haven't really got back to it in a long time. So maybe one day I will. The thing with painting is it makes a mess. This is quite good. You can just set things up and then sort of leave it be. I think, you know what it is, the shadow's too dark on these bottom bits here, so I'm just going to go over in a minute and change the colour of them probably, and just make it look a little less stark. I think that's the problem with it. Certain colours, especially if it's like olivey tones, are going to look a little bit weirder, so I'm just going to come in a minute and finish those off. Also, sorry if my throat sounds croaky. I don't know if my voice sounds okay or not, but I've just had a sore throat today, so. I never usually get colds and stuff, and yet I've been having sort of one been going on now since December. I couldn't believe it, by the way. When I came down with that cold in December, and I was like, how am I going to record? Because you guys, I mean, those videos were long enough as they were. You didn't see the stuff that I had to cut out where I was like coughing, sneezing, spluttering, choking. Like, probably in total for season 2, I reckon I cut out 3, if not 4 hours of bits where I'd like get up and have to go and get a tissue or a drink or something. I couldn't believe how I had that cold, you know. I was like, oh, you've got to be kidding me. Actually, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll leave that there for a minute and I'll go in and lighten that up. I'll go over just with a eraser because I think that will make it look better in the final product. Cait and Vi afterlife. Do you mean when they're dead? Hopefully they're not dead. You mean like after the show, what's there? Oh, I just hope it's very domestic and cute. That's all I hope for. I hope that they're eating a lot of cupcakes. That's all I hope for. They deserve it. It's been exhausting. They deserve it. They deserve all the cupcakes in the world. No, I just hope they're, you know, happy and safe. That's the main thing. There you go. Yeah, I hope they're canoodling and eating cupcakes and being domestic. All very cute. And I hope, do I want them to have ever found out that Jinx was still alive? Yes, I do want that. Would Vi tell her? Maybe, not Vi, sorry, would Caitlyn tell Vi that she thinks Jinx could have got out? Because that's the thing, right, is how did she get out? I think there's got to, for her to have got out the grasp of Warwick, there must have been a point where Warwick recognised her. And so I'm trying to work out how. Because that doesn't make sense, but he must have. In order for her to have escaped, she must have been able to get out of his grasp. Or did they both get out? See, that's a whole other thing, isn't it? Did they both get out there? Maybe they did. I'm going to merge that down. Yeah! Let's just do one for these bushes. And then I will lighten that in a minute so that it's easier to see. Cool. What else did you want to say? I couldn't post anything for the last Q&A, so I've got 2 questions for discussion that I don't think were covered. Okie dokie. Bit of a difficult topic maybe, but do you think Caitlyn hitting Vi was a questionable choice from the writer's perspective? It's funny. I hadn't seen this before I answered the other one. I would have wished to see this first. Okay. Specifically considering how much empathy and compassion Caitlyn displayed throughout Arcane Season 1, even though Caitlyn apologises for her actions, particularly in that scene, it's still abuse, and coming from both an enforcer and someone Vi loves. Yeah. Well, I've said my opinions on that a couple of minutes ago, but yeah, I did find that a little bit strange. It was just so out of character for Caitlyn. But the way I look at it, right, this is the way I've been able to come to terms with it, was Caitlyn almost doing it deliberately to do something so unspeakable so that Vi wouldn't follow her. A bit like what Jinx did to Vi in the situation where she locks her up in the prison cell. Almost like I'm gonna do something to you that's so unspeakable that you won't want to come after me. That's how I look at it, and maybe that's how the writers thought about it as well. Is I'm gonna make this character do something that's so out of character that who they're doing it to is almost now just gonna give up on them, because maybe for Caitlyn she could sense she was going off the rails, and that's why she didn't want Vi to come after her, right? And she wanted to deal with this alone because she didn't know where it was going to get to. That's the way I look at it. Is that maybe Caitlyn could sense what was about to happen and the way she was going downhill, and she was possibly going to unite with Ambessa a little bit and to protect Vi. She did that. That's how I've looked at it, or at least that's how I've come to terms with it so I can sleep at night. That makes sense as well from a writing perspective. I'll put it to you this way. If I was making a character that everyone loved do something unspeakable, I would do it for the greater good. If you look at it more that way, of this thing as she was doing it deliberately so that Vi would leave her alone and be out of danger in Caitlyn's mind, then the kiss was sort of her goodbye. And so she really did mean it, she really did love her, she cared about her, but she was doing it not to manipulate her, technically, but manipulate her in a good way, so that she stays away. It's not like she does it out of angst, like immediately. She stops herself and then she sort of thinks, what do I do? Then she hits her. It's almost like she's like, I've got to do something so that you stop trying to like protect me and help me. I'm going to do this alone because I can't drag you with me. And then she hits her. That's more what it's like, and she knows that Vi's not one for words, so maybe she does an action so that she thinks, oh, if I do this, Vi will give up on me. Like if I show her this rather than tell her to go away, she might actually like leave me alone. That's how I take it, and that's how it helps. It helps make it all a little bit more bearable. But it depends on how you want to see it. Do you know what I mean? Like at the end of the day, she still hit her. Still don't know about that as a writing choice, to be honest. Although it did make it damn interesting after that, because if she didn't do that, we wouldn't have seen oil slick. So all hail Caitlyn. No, I would have wanted her not to hit Vi, but I'm just saying there could be, the way I look at it at least, is there was actually something pivotal that came through that in the writing, and that's what I choose to focus on instead. Do you believe that the Doctor, is it singed or singed? I still don't know. He got the happy ending. The show allowed him to walk away without facing any real consequences for his actions. Yeah. He did everything for love. He was a fucking weirdo, but he did everything for love, and maybe that's fair that he got that, because he didn't have much else to live for. So maybe it was right that he got that. But then when you realise then Victor and Jace are in the fucking nether realm, you know, I don't know, it feels a bit weird, doesn't it? Yeah, I don't love it, if I'm honest. Maybe these are my two things in the show that I wish they changed, or my least favourite things. I didn't like how he didn't get to face his repercussions of what he did. But then, was that almost necessary? Did you almost need a shock happy ending from someone? You know what I mean? Like, it kind of, from a writing standpoint, again, it's good. From a personality standpoint, it makes you feel awful, because you're like, ugh. But from a writing standpoint, it works. And that's kind of quite clever, isn't it, really? Oh, this was interesting. Yeah, I saw this and I was like, I can't wait to answer this. After burning Benzo's name in the ceremony of the dead and realising that Zorn is in good hands, does Echo take off to find Jinx? What a question. O-Town Bear, you're a babe. What a question. Firstly, after burning Benzo's name, because there was this whole thing of whose name was Echo burning, because it is such a good point. Whose name is he burning? Is it Heimerdinger, Jinx, or Benzo? Really, really good point. Secondly, does he go off to find Jinx? Because he'll know that she escaped if that was all part of their plan. Oh, I don't know. Yes, I think he does. I think he does go off, because you got rid. He would have had a hint about what Piltover and Zorn united would look like from the alternate reality. So he'd almost know. He doesn't have to go back home. He could go somewhere else. So yeah, I think he does. Yeah, no, I think he does, and I would want him to. I'd want him to go and find Jinx. Oh, I'd love to see more Echo and Jinx, man. It's ridiculous. Can I ask your opinion on why people hating on Caitlyn so much? Do you think the fact she's a rich person and a cop could have contributed to the hate? I don't know about the rich and the cop part. Maybe because people do look at her as like, well, you got kind of privilege, you got everything you want, you got a rich mother, counsellor, mother and father, you know. So maybe that is in there, in the subtext. But for me, I look at it more as like probably certain actions were considered unspeakable. Her hitting Vi. She even like, you know, she can't remember, she put the, what's it called? The smoke into the tunnels. The grey. When she flooded the tunnels with the grey. I think as well, listen, you can't always go by like fan hate, because there's people that hate Vi, and what the fuck do they hate Vi for? So you can't always go by that. There's people that hate Jinx, there's people that hate Vanda. Some people just get so attached to certain characters they're willing to like overlook certain things. There's going to be people that don't like Caitlyn because they're not looking at the full picture. She'd seen her mother get killed by someone that she was kidnapped by. She then gets basically stuck in a corner with Ambessa and, you know, a whole bunch of other situations that occur there in that in that season 2, Act 1 and 2. And she was alone, completely alone. She had no one to turn to. The whole thing with Maddie, you cannot hate on Caitlyn for going off with Maddie when she had no one else. At the end of the day, Vi and Caitlyn had kissed. Yes, there was intimacy, and yes, it was horrible to see her end up with someone else, but you got no idea how broken she probably was. So at the end of the day, if people can't forgive a character, that's their problem. I don't sit there and worry about Caitlyn's hate too much, because I don't, you know, I don't really acknowledge it myself. I don't agree with that. I don't think she should be hated. So I don't really give it much thought, and I just choose to love a character that I think is amazing. And I don't really listen to anyone else, personally. So just filling in this sort of like, I suppose it almost looks like aloe vera, this plant. Aloe vera, it's what you say when you meet someone called Vera. How Caitlyn isn't a decorated officer. In season 1, she had lost a job. Season 2, straight after season 1, she's not even an officer. Yeah, it's not straight after. True. It's not straight after. It's a good few weeks, I think, that jump from season 1 to season 2. Clearly somewhere in there, Cait gets her job back because she attends the memorial as an officer and has enough clout to convince the enforcers to let Vi enlist. Yeah, true. Well done, well read. Yeah, I'd never really thought about that too much. But probably her being a counsellor's daughter just probably gave her the right leverage that she probably needed the entire time. Good question though, good point. I'm just switching the side of the shadow on this side. I'm really excited to watch Fleabag. I'm really in the mood for Fleabag. I know it's got Olivia Colman in it as well, and I adore Olivia Colman. Broadchurch is, I think, my favourite like crime drama of the past God knows how many years. So the fact that she's in Fleabag, because she's a very funny actress, Olivia Colman, so I want to see what kind of character she is. I haven't got a clue. So I want to see what she sort of turns into. Is she nice or is she not? I've got a feeling she's not very nice, but I don't know. Okay, background done, just got to do the tree trunks. This I'll all fill in as well in a bit once I kind of know where I'm at. But yeah, this is cool. Okay, tree trunks. Gonna do some sort of wibbly wobbly lines for the tree trunks. Okay. I today have been filming a couple of videos. Again, not sure when videos are coming out because I've got them all staggered in sort of different ways. But I've been saving certain videos that I've wanted to go over to like my watch later. And I was able to do like a compilation of Kiraman moments. So it's mainly Caitlyn and Cassandra, but Tobias in there as well. And it's sort of like the best Kiraman moments. Just going over them. Went over that brothel scene. That cracks me up. The look on Caitlyn's face when she gets shoved into that wall, I will never quite get over that. It was so unexpected for me. It just cracked me up. Because I was watching the show and I was like, these two characters have got tension, but they barely ever write really good lesbian characters. I doubt they're going to do this. And then I was like, oh no, I was wrong. So what exactly do I have? Caitlyn, please. If I looked at her as well, I was like, oh, shut up. Bring it down a bit more. Yeah, cool. Let's turn that off. Right, now let's go around the trees. I really was the other day trying to think of what moments were the funniest to me. That bit where Sallow comes down the stairs is absolutely hysterical. In his sort of little wheelchair. I don't know why I didn't like Sallow that much. He just always seems such a brat. Can you imagine him and Tygen in the same room? Oh, I'd leave the room. I wouldn't stay in there. I wouldn't last 5 minutes, actually. I don't think Mizu would either. And now that Blue Eye Samurai is over, I know this is about Arcane, but screw it, I want to talk about Blue Eye Samurai. That was interesting, wasn't it? With Tygen and Mizu. Because he didn't know she was a woman, as far as we know. So what was going on there? As Madame Keji said, some samurai prefer the sword to a I can't remember what she says now. I liked that. I liked the fact that that kind of... There was always a part of you hoping that those two characters would kind of feel something for each other, but you just wasn't quite sure what it would be. And then the fact that they sort of made that even more interesting. Yeah, that was cool. I like the fact they did that. Background looking okay? Simple sort of line over the top. I think it just seems to like qualify that bit more, and sometimes you can do something like that, which I think just adds a little bit more depth. I'm amazed. I said this in the last vid, I think. Blue Eye Samurai doesn't have more of like a fan base and a following. I find that odd. For such a brilliant female character, I'm surprised there's not more edits, more cast interviews maybe. I suppose that's why it helps when you've got sometimes good marketing that's willing to do more modern marketing approaches, like sit there and do interviews and stuff and meme vids or whatever. Like you've got a cast that's willing to put in that time to do that. And sometimes some other shows, they still do sort of traditional forms of marketing, and I think it does affect the scalability of a show, personally. I think I'm just going to do a few other bits like this. Yeah. And then I'll add some shadow to that in a minute. Cool. I like this. That's a lot. I find this very, very therapeutic. What's my favourite League cinematic been so far? I really liked the Shurima one, where we learnt about Siva, not just because she's hot, and she is very hot, but that looks very interesting, and I liked the sort of stained glass effect that it did. I like the Pentakill music video, the one where it shows Bandle City. I thought that was very clever. To mix heavy metal with yordles is pretty fucking astonishing. In terms of my favourite Tales of Runeterra one, I like the Bilgewater one with Missy Fortune and Graves, etc, etc. I liked that. That was very cool. I do like pirates, so yeah, I like that one a lot. I think my favourite cinematic though is probably Bite Marks at this point. I've seen that one the most. I've gone back over that and watched that so many times. There's still some people that think it's mid. I don't really know how that's... I think it's astonishing. I think the song's one of the best songs I've done. The actual, like, elements of it. I also think, in terms of animation style, I think it's the best. Don't know. Probably biased because I saw Arcane, obviously. I think Bite Marks is pretty good. Perfect. Lovely, that. Right, let's just carry on with these lines. I'm going to lock in and do as many as I can. It's hard to be talkative in these kind of vids. When I'm concentrating so much. I think add these little squiggles. It makes it look like other leaves are just poking their way through. Yeah. Nice. I'm actually recording the second part before you've seen the first part, actually, because I had a bit of spare time today, so I thought I'd get this done. So I don't know how well this is going to have gone down the first one, but fingers crossed you guys liked it. Let's just finish off these bits, and then I'll go check on my dinner. Don't worry, the video won't be over. I'll just go and check on it and then come back. Oh yeah, you guys was like, wait, you're telling me you haven't watched Lord of the Rings? No, I haven't. And there was a couple of other Iron Giant, Spirited Away, I think it was. There was a few, I've noted them all down because a few of you said like, you've got to watch them, you'd love them. So I've basically, I've noted them down, don't you worry. And they can be on my movie list of things to watch. I was going to do Movie Mondays, where every Monday I react to a different movie, but I'm just going to be honest with you. I don't know if I'm always going to post on a Monday, and I don't know if I can always like get things out on that schedule. But maybe if I do post movies, I'll always post them on a Monday, and then it's Movie Mondays. I just at the moment cannot get to the point where I can do a video every day. Because I actually don't know. I mean, I can understand how bigger YouTubers can do it because they've got an editor and stuff. I just physically, I'd crumble. I had no idea how much editing goes into vids. Like I said, I love it. I just had no idea how much editing I would need to do. The average vid takes, for me to film, anywhere between an hour and a half. Depends on the type of vid and what it is. Like, if I'm just reacting to cinematics or something, they take a little bit less. But the editing of it takes probably 3 or 4 times longer. It's a long, long time. And I enjoy it, especially if it's a funny vid, because I enjoy just going back over it and seeing my reaction to it. Don't know if that's weird or not, but I find myself quite fun to react to whilst I'm editing. Like, I like to sit and watch my reactions again. But yeah, it's a lot. It's just a lot of editing work. Right, I'll be back in a bit. I'm going to go and, well, this will be like a blip for you. Okay. I'm back. Food wasn't burnt. Get in. Right, where were we? Ah, yes. Lines. See, I like this. I like the way these lines are coming together. Oh yeah, when I was downstairs, I got reminded of something. The other day, I got an email from someone, and they were sending me a link to something. I can't remember what it was, but it was to react to something. Oh, that was it, because they mentioned the when you're going to do your Arcane song vid. And then they said, also, by the way, don't know if you sing, but would you be open to covering some Arcane? And they was like, checked out your music channel, really cool. Would you be open to covering one of the songs in Arcane? And I was like what could have been, or fantastic, or whatever. And I didn't know what to say, because I was like, that would be really cool, but I was like, I'm so sure I can't do that. And then I sort of replied, I was like, oh, it's a cool idea, but I'm really busy with other stuff. And then I sat there and thought about it. I was like, no, that is cool. That would be a really cool thing to do. But here's the issue with covers, right? You polarize people. If you do a cover of a song and you don't do it justice in someone else's mind, you lose a subscriber very quickly. And I just feel like I've worked so hard to get these subscribers. I feel like if I really tried to do it and then everyone hated it, I don't know if I'd ever forgive myself for it. So maybe. Would I ever do a cover? Maybe. I haven't sung in a while though, so it threw me really off guard. Oh, I'll tell you another email that was funny. I got an email from someone, random email, and it said, hey, your React channel is an AI, yes? Question mark. What? Your React channel is an AI, yes? And I haven't replied to it yet because I don't know what to put. Firstly, I'm insulted that someone thinks I'm an AI. Secondly, the email itself sounds like it's from an AI. It sounds more of an AI than I do. So I don't really know what to say. But it's the info email for this channel, and they said, your React channel an AI, yes? And I was like, what? I really didn't know what to say. So I haven't replied yet. I need to get a reply over to them because I don't really know what to say. Am I like an AI? I fucking hope not. Yeah, I sure hope I don't come across like an AI. Do you think if I was an AI, I wouldn't fix my slightly wonky teeth? Come on. I'd give myself a smaller forehead, that's for sure. Your React channel, AI, yes? What? I didn't know that. Is there actually I know there's AI like voiceovers and stuff on YouTube channels that fucking annoy me. Why is it every true crime channel now or whatever is a fucking AI? Just talk to me like a human. Ugh. Just talk to me like a human, for fuck's sake. It just really caught me off guard. Your React channel is an AI, yes? No? What? I didn't know what to say, so I need to reply at some point, but... Don't really know if this sort of succulent palm sort of thing would be in Piltover's sort of botanical style, but cool. Just need to sharpen up that shadow there. I think I'm going to do a shadow more, just change it up a little bit. I'll do that one like this. do you think would be an easier person to meet, Vi or Caitlyn? Who do you think would be colder when you first meet him? Oh, I didn't want to do that, damn it. If I made the line thickness change, that's fine. Who do you think, between Vi and Caitlyn, if you was to meet them, who would be more intimidating first? I don't think it's Vi, I think it's Caitlyn. I think Caitlyn would make you more uncomfortable. I think Vi's actually got a warmth to her that Caitlyn doesn't have. Although maybe it's I've just got Dictator Season 2 Caitlyn on my mind. Maybe that's what it is. Don't know though. I feel Vi is a little bit more warm than Caitlyn. Right, I'm going to make this background a little bit more blue. Yep. Nice. Let's add back in we've neglected the mongoose and the raccoon. See? Oh yeah. Look at that. Look how that's coming together. Am I recording? Yeah. So I can't remember if I put it on or not. Oh, that's lovely. I'm going to bring that palm down more here so these leaves aren't neglected there. Yeah. Oh, I love it. I'm so happy that's come together. Right, let me continue with this. I'm just going to add in some sort of like extra bits here. Yep. And then just going to add in an extra pointy bit here. And then what does that look like if I add the lines back on? Okay, just need to sharpen this up a little bit. Yeah, look at you guys, shining. I think I'm going to add another bit of that bush in there actually, because I think that will help the colouring a little bit. Plus I may or may not be struggling with this palm and I'm trying to work out a way around it. Shh, there's no need to talk about it. It's fine, we're all good. This little plant here, I'm going to do it just below their paws. So cute, did them holding hands. Because I was like, I was sick and tired, we didn't get to see any more of Cait and Vi holding hands, so I thought, fuck it, I'll draw it myself. And then fill that in. Have you thought of playing the Ryan King game? No, I don't know what the Ryan King game is, actually, I'm afraid. Ryan King game, is that to do with League or not? I do fancy playing some video games though at some point. I wouldn't live stream. You said there, would you consider live streaming it? No. I'm way too afraid of going live at this point. I'm still a YouTube baby. I don't know what's worse, doing a live and a load of people show up and you don't know what the hell you're doing, or doing a live and nobody shows up and you look like a melon. I don't know what's more anxiety provoking for me. Cool. Little bush in the back. Don't think about that too much. Okay. Cool. Right. Where are we at? Yeah, look at this. Oh, cutie patooties. Right. Okay. So we've got Vi and Caitlyn pretty much drawn in at this point. That's all good. Do I do some built over buildings in the background? The thing is, I don't know the actual buildings too well in terms of the style of them. The clouds are quite good though. Maybe I'll do the clouds. Yeah, I'm gonna do some clouds. Let's go with whatever blue this is. Let's go lighter. And then let's just do the clouds, because the clouds are really cool. They're like, sort of like this. And then sort of like that. Okay. I'll do some sort of ones that look like they're sort of further in the distance. They've got that like flat bottom. A bit like Caitlyn. No, I'm joking, sorry. sorry. Caitlyn doesn't have a flat bottom, to be fair. She's got a lovely bottom. Anyway, never mind. Yeah. No, cute. I'm not going to outline the clouds, I'm just going to leave them, because I think otherwise you draw too much attention to them. So I'm just going to leave them more like that. Yeah. What I might do is do the outline for Jinx today and the bottom half of the drawing, if I can. If not, then I will work on that in the next vid. Oh, this is lovely. I do hope you guys are enjoying the vids on the channel. Like I say, I'm trying to branch out, do a few different other things other than just reactions. Love doing the reactions, of course, and that's how I got here in the first place, but just want to test myself a little bit, want to see what more I can do. And I think the best way to do that is just get out there and get doing it. Perfect. Perfect. No. My little mongooses. I could have drawn them both as mongooses, but no, Vi as a raccoon is much better. Perfect. Okay, I'm gonna select this and I'm gonna duplicate the document so that if anything goes wrong, I can go back to that base point, so that's fine. Now, I'm gonna start merging these layers down in the background. Then we're gonna switch this on here and you'll see that it's the same background, they're in the same place, but it kind of pans out. So I basically need to duplicate that. I'm gonna move this down, put snapping on so that I know I can put it in the right place. So it's here, move down, but it basically, all that bit smaller. So the trees and stuff are going to be sort of, and so the hedges and stuff would now need to be where their hips are. So let's look at it this way. These little low hedges here are up to Vi's sort of groin. And now here they're going to be sort of to like there. So basically, when I go in and then draw over everything else, that background's just further out. Which means we've got a lot of reworking to do, but that's fine. That's all part of the fun of it. And then we've just got to go in and redraw a lot of the background, which I think we'll do today. So it's not going to be as much of Vi and Caitlyn and stuff, but that's fine. No, I'll tell you what I'm going to do actually, screw that. I'm going to start drawing Caitlyn on this level. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Because then I can actually work out what size line thickness I need. So, let me... Beep, 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 beep. Yeah, perfect. Okay, so turn that off. Now I'm going to go in and redraw the mongoose. And then we can kind of get this started and then we can always finish it in the next episode. Drawing goes on for 3 YouTube videos, but hey. Would it really be a ClaudieTV episode if it didn't go on for longer than it should do? Probably not. That's what you're all here for. Oh, that was the other thing as well. When reacting to true damage the other day, I thought it'd be really funny at the end to be like, if you could put champions together in a band, what would you do? Like, what champions would you pick? And I went with Corky, Heimerdinger, and Braum, or Brown. And I was like, a country album. I was like, that'd be really funny. And then I was laying in bed the other day, I was thinking like, what other versions could you do? Like, what other bands? And then I was trying to think of some, and I was like, do a sexy rock girl band. You do Katarina, Siva, Vi, and Caitlyn in like a rock band. I think Vi would be on the drums. Caitlyn looks like a bass guitarist. I don't really want to describe it, but she looks like a bass guitarist. And then Katarina would be like lead singer, maybe even lead guitarist, and then like also lead singer, backup guitarist would be Siva. That would be my girl band of choice. Who would you do in like a silly boy band? Echo, Victor. Echo, Victor, Viego, and... See, I need to go over the champions because I don't know all of them yet, but you do Echo, Victor. Like Victor as Moose Boy as well, you do like weird looking Victor. Viego and Yasuo as a boy band. like routine, like dance routines and all that jazz, for sure. Imagine Caitlyn as a bass guitarist. Oh god, right. Let's get back to our little mongoose. Right. Now, you're always going to have a little bit of continuity error when you go in and do follow-up stuff, but it's fine. Katarina as lead singer, yeah, for sure. Yeah, Katarina, Siva or maybe on like an electric keyboard, maybe. Just gonna try and make sure the eye lines up. I'll just see how that looks continuity-wise. Yeah, that looks quite good. Her little eyebrows. This time, more of a shocked expression, because she's like, oh god, these two are going to go at it in public. Oh, it's going to be embarrassing to me. Although, to be honest, after season 2, maybe Caitlyn would be the one to go after Jinx. There we go. And then her little nose. She looks so shell-shocked. Oh dear. And then it's like she's sort of reaching, Vi's sort of pulling her over, and so her body's leaning more. So it's almost like she's being dragged closer towards Jinx. Oh, I'm going to miss them, you know. I'm really, really going to miss these characters. I don't know what I'm going to do without them. Maybe I am going to have to start reading fanfic, to be honest. You mentioned a Formula 1 fanfic in the last vid. And then I think someone has mentioned me reading fanfics, which I don't know. I don't know if I've got the capacity to do that, but it would be funny. Can you read, because it's technically someone else's work, so how does that work in terms of copyright and stuff? I don't know. I haven't really seen much content regarding fanfic stuff. Caitlyn looks so fluffy. it's really cute. And then her sort of hand is gonna first sort of gonna stick out like that. Thumb, sort of like that. A little bit more fluffy. Yeah. And then sort of index finger, also fluffy. Yeah. She's sort of like pointing like, bye. No. Oh, she's still holding Vi's hand. Let me just draw Vi's fur going in here, so that I know where that starts. I'll get that drawn in there now. Vi's thumbs still sticking out like that. Vi's hands still sort of furry and fluffy. Oh. She's so cute! Oh my god! Stick this up a little bit better. Look at her little legs. She's got a little tail as well, but hers is like down in like fear. Her tail's sticking down, so. I did quite long legs on Caitlyn. Wonder why. And then her feet, I'm going to make them a little bit fluffy though. These are cute. Oh. Oh, look. Look at my little mongoose. Oh. Just going to do her lip again because I just want it to sync more up to what I did here. Just need to resync up that bottom bit. Right, let's draw Vi. I'll do the sketching. Maybe I'll leave Jinx because it might take a little bit more time to go over because it's very roughly sketched. Then we'll basically, next episode we'll bring the background down, colour in that additional space, and then we'll work on Jinx's colouring, and then we're done. So this may be done in 3 actually, surprisingly. And then we can move on to some more more serious fan art, some less cartoony stuff, unless you like this. At this point, I've got no idea. So we'll have to just see how this goes. Spiky bite. Just want to see how that syncs up to any of the fur beforehand. Is that roughly how I did it? Yeah. She's leaning a bit more this time as well. She's like, you can tell she's just had enough, so she sort of leans even further into Jinx. Let's just do this side. So there. That's going to work its way down. So like that. And I'm going to bring that thigh out a bit more than I originally drew it. I also matched for Vi's legs. You know, in the show she has those like pantaloon striped sort of trouser things, and they sort of like, they flay out a bit around the thighs and they go a bit tighter around the bottom of her legs. That's kind of what that's mimicked on. And it sort of then comes down to this sort of furry bit like that. And then these sort of stick. Because she wears her boots so big, I thought big feet would work for her. I just really like in Arcane that they didn't make the women particularly, what's the word? Like most, when people draw women, they'll draw very small noses, small hands, small feet. Everything's petite, even if certain features are not very petite. And it's not to say I don't like it, because hey, stylizations, you know, each artist their own, all that sort of thing. I'm all for it. But it just gets old. It gets like tiring when it's you can tell when you look at like Disney movies or something. It's like they've used the same armature in the models. You look at the Rapunzel in Tangled, and then look at like Elsa from Frozen or whatever. They look pretty identical. Like it's the same skull shape with the same. Like, there's not enough variation in it, I think. And, of course, they do it with other stuff, so please don't think I'm complaining that much. But, like, I really like that about Arcane, where everybody looks so different. I mean, except for young Silco and Caitlyn, who are identical for some reason. But you know what I mean? Like, it sort of syncs it up better, I think, in terms of making these sort of unusual characters. I just think it adds something to it so much. I really like that. Like I said, I'd love to learn a bit more about character design, if there's anything. My tummy's rumbling again, sorry. Here's my little raccoon. Look at her legs. Because it's just that scene when she walks in there, when it's the argument with her and Caitlyn, and Maddie's there, and she goes like, Maddie, I'll handle this. And like, there's that bit where her legs look so big because of her boots. Just the size difference of like Vi's hands are bigger as well, so much bigger than Caitlyn's. So I'm gonna kind of just, the face here is kind of the same. It's just sort of, I might do it lower down so that she's sort of shouting even more. And then this just sort of runs itself up. The ears are going to be pretty much the same, aren't they? Like I said, you're always going to run into a little bit of continuity errors when you're like hand drawing stuff. The ears are not always going to look in the same place, but it don't really matter. Yeah, sort of more sort of flayed out, I think. Sort of like she's even more angry with Jinx. See what I mean? Like it's just sticking up that little bit more. I really am debating doing covers, you know, because there's songs I really love. Like I'd say the three in particular would be, four actually, would be What Could Have Been. I'd say I Can't Hear It Now. I'd say Fantastic. And I would say Bite Marks are ones that I've listened to enough where I feel like I know the songs. I could probably try and recreate my own version of the instrumental. My tummy, I'm so sorry. My tummy's like... I feel like the problem is with vocals with me. I'm so hit or miss with vocals. But maybe one day. We'll see. We'll see when I run out of League of Legends stuff to react to, then we'll work out what to do. I had no idea the rabbit hole went that deep, by the way. You guys were like, how far do you reckon she's going to go with this? And I was like, well, there can't be too much, can there? Oh, and I'm like, there's so much more as well. Like, there's so much more I'm probably not ever gonna know about unless someone recommends it to me. But like I said, I didn't even really know the depths of Arcane until November, so I can't beat myself up too much. Okay, just don't like that bit there. Don't know why I don't like it so much, but that's annoying me. I just want to make sure I've got enough continuity here. Okay, I need to just up here, not all of these are adjoining. Okay, so let's just sort of fix that a little bit. Okay. And then just down here, is that all right though? It's just a little bit shorter on this bit, doesn't stick out quite as much. So let me just, what can I do here? Yeah. Is that a bit better? That's a little bit better, and then this one a little bit shorter as well. Just do it as best I can. My tummy, by the way, it's so loud. It seems to wait for me to start recording, and then it's like, right, I'll make a noise now. Yeah. I know why. There was a bit sticking down like that. That's why. Thought there was something off. Yeah, there we go. Let me just draw her belly. I've got this bit to kind of go over the top. Does the belly join up completely to the red bit? No, so I need to kind of draw the belly in here somewhere. Okay, so the belly sort of... sort of like that bit, it comes up sharper on this side. A little bit more sticks out. This is the problem when you do a drawing over different days, the continuity becomes a problem because you can't remember what you fucking did. I don't know why it's making so much noise, I'm concerned. Also, let me know below if you like the idea of a movie Monday. It won't be every Monday because there may be Mondays that I don't post, but I would basically, when I do movie reactions, I would put them out like weekly on a Monday, as and when I post on a Monday. I think that might be quite a good way of doing it. So if you know a video is coming out on a Monday, you know it's going to be a movie reaction. I think that could be quite a cool way of doing things. It's just, movies are different because you have to, I think they'd be more like a breakdown commentary style because the copyright works so differently with movies. I had that issue with Klaus. Oh, she's so cute. And then I think Vi's hand I'm gonna have to sort out next time. We could fill Caitlyn in though. Don't say a word, nobody say a word. And just to get a little bit of concept of colour. Just go around and do this while I'm here. So we know, and then we've kind of got that sorted. So next episode we can go in and sort out Jinx. I think I'm going to do her as a squirrel because I think she's got more personality of a squirrel. But I will do, I think I'm going to braid her tail, make it look slightly braided to match the braids that she has of her blue hair. And then I'll maybe do, instead of white eyes, I'll make the entire eye pink, sort of purple for the shimmer. Just join this up. She's almost like a violet colour here. As opposed to a blue, I've made her more violet, but hey. She had a thing for violet throughout the show in more ways than one. That's the other thing as well. I want to know if there's things other than TV shows and movies that you want me to react to. Like I said, like some YouTubers will go and look at funny things. They'll look at sports highlights or something, or they'll just film what they're also interested in. Do you guys want that as well? Or would you rather it, you know, be kept to fictional things? I'll put it that way. Storytelling stuff. Or do you want just comedy takes on things or podcasty style stuff? I don't know. Like, I'm open to kind of do... Or I'm open to give anything a go. Whether I stick to things, whether I like it or not, I don't know. But I'm open to give stuff a go. Especially the music. I've been really thinking about that, the music. Because I do like the idea of doing it. It's just, doing a cover is so polarising. Because you have that thing where you sort of like, are people going to like it or are they going to hate it? I don't know. And then what I'll do is I'll do all the shading and stuff for Vi and Caitlyn. I'll do that next episode as well. Just want to get some colour in here just to make sure I'm sort of, it's matching, you know? See her eyes, oh no, her eyes are the same distance apart, so that's fine. It's just where that shadow, it's amazing how much closer it makes her eyes look together. I can't believe as well, like I'm recording this end of January, so you'll see this a bit after, but I can't believe I've been doing YouTube at this point over 2 months. That's gone so quickly for me. I can't express to you how like that's just been such a blur. Because it was even like Christmas Day, I don't even think I really took a break. I mean, I did take a break, but like I was still trying to sort out editing stuff and that on Christmas Day. So it's just been, I've kind of thrown myself into it and just seeing where I've ended up. And it's been amazing. Like I can't believe the growth that's happened so soon. Like I once I started getting views and the views were going up on the Arcane reactions, I thought this is good, this is boding well. And then things just kept growing and I was like, what the fuck? And I didn't really know how to deal with it at certain points, but yeah, it's really cool. My stomach. I'm so sorry if you can keep hearing that. I don't know what, I don't even feel that angry. I don't know what's going on. Although it is 7 o'clock here, yeah, I probably am hungry. I'll do her all one colour, and then I might make her feet lighter. Same with Caitlyn, I might make their paws darker. I'll see how that goes as time goes on. We can do all the finishing touches and stuff at the end. I'll just take that up to there and colour that in. Yes. I've got her arm to do, so I'm just going to colour block like that. So I've just got to figure out how I want her paw, I was going to say hand, but how her paw is going to look. And then we can work on Jinx. Which is going to be fun, isn't it? I do want her to look like, what's the name of that like squirrel in Over the Hedge? Basically that. You know the one that always looks like it's on something? that squirrel. That's what I want it to look like. I love Over the Hedge. It's such an underrated movie. I need some ideas for some other funny tier lists, you know. Like silly stuff. Ranking weird things or whatever. Like I mentioned that the Arcane would be funny. Ranking Arcane deaths. Like ones you care about versus ones you don't. Jesus. Is that white? There we go. I was going to say it didn't look pink and I thought, oh my god, my eyes are going funny. Because the problem is, right, if I wear these, so these are what I usually wear when I'm just editing or something, these are my glasses, but now everything's got an orange, like that doesn't even look blue, it looks green, the background looks green, Caitlyn looks brown, yeah, so like a brown, so it's hopeless, so I only wear them for editing really. And I've been doing a lot of recording today and yesterday. I've recorded like 5 videos. And I've now got to go through and edit 5 videos. So that's tonight and tomorrow. It will be a lot of editing work, but it is fun though. Oh yeah, I recorded a video where, yeah, I think I mentioned this earlier. I went over like Kiraman moments. And then, oh yeah, one of you mentioned Mel's champion teaser trailer thing. Like Mel's theme had been released, and you recommend going over that, so that's what I did, and I went over bite marks as well. Rewatched it. Definitely not for for Katarina. Definitely was just for the for Mel. Just gonna, I might as well while I'm here just do Cait's eyes. Why is this not? No. Can you give me? There we go. Yeah, there we go. It wasn't on white. It was on like a pink. There she is, my little cutie patootie. Just so we can get a check on how this looks character-wise. Yeah, so it looks different because I haven't done the rest of the the shadow, but that's on another layer. She looks very concerned in this time around. You've got obviously the pupil highlight as well. I might do the pupil highlights a little bit smaller. Might make them stand out a bit more. Got Vi's stripes and shadows to do as well. And then Jinx and the background, but we'll do that next time. So the background here is going to go in there, you see. So that's, I may even need to move it over a little bit. I think this one, see that branch is out round the back of Caitlyn like that. So it's more sort of there, but then she's been pulled over a bit, so it's more there. Yeah, because you're seeing more of Jinx, that works, yeah, because Vi's like halfway over that tree. It's about there. She's going to be even leaned over a little bit more, actually. Yeah, so you're going to see that extended and spread out, and then you'll see Jinx. And you'll see the floors, or I need to work out what I make the floor look like. This is where we're at the moment. I reckon we'll be done in the next part. If you do enjoy this, do give it a thumbs up, always helps me out. Give me some more video ideas, things you want me to draw, things you want me to do. Leave them below. If it's something I don't feel is me, I'll let you know. Subscribe, put notifications on, stick around. There's a lot of fun stuff on the way, and I'll see you very, very soon. Take very good care of yourselves, as always, and I'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.